commercials. Oh, I know y'all know this one. Come on now, let's get that line dance together. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, I got my boots on the ground. Whoa, I got my boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. I'm not joking. Look at this brother. I think this dude been smoking. Let him dance. Let him dance. Oh, look at you. Oh, Mr. Handsome. I like that beard. I got my boots on the ground. And he's ready. If it started raining, he's all right, ain't he? I got my boots on the ground. Hello, Sonny. How you doing? So who's the most interesting person you've ever met? Huh? Tell me, sir. Who's the most interesting person you've ever met? My wife. Your wife? Oh, Lord. No, it's you, honey. Yeah. You got it, didn't you? All right, then. It's you. You are the most interesting person you've ever met. We got some education. We want to give it. Huh?
I'm a support.
Get on the other side.
Real quick, brother. What these are worth right here? These bikes.
Depends on what version you get. How fast they go.
Oh, okay.
About 1,000.
Yo, man, we right here in Harlem, man. Y'all already know what it is. 135th Street. They got Malcolm X Boulevard, Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard, all the way up to the park, all the way up there. You see, all the way to the end where you can't walk no more. That's where they got this at. All the way up where you can't walk no more. Just keep walking till you can't walk. All the way up to the end.
I'll handle it, brother.
Yo, what it is?
Dude,
What's that?
my animation is debuting at the Harlem Book Fair for Memnon.
Okay. Show your book right quick. I'm live.
All right.
I'm live.
What's up, y'all? I'm Brother G. And I write the Memnon series, Shades of Memnon.
The Nimnon, yeah.
Yeah, the Memnon series. Memnon is the African hero from the Trojan War that they left out of that Odyssey movie, of course. Right? But I got him coming out in animation. This is coming out.
Oh.
This is the quality of the animation that's coming out at the Harlem Book Fair next week on the 29th.
Wow,
Right?
that's powerful.
Come to the Harlem Book Fair on the 29th and you will see this book come to life as animation right here.
Yes.
I wrote it, I directed it, and I finally get a chance to actually put this out.
Right. Now, I know you are familiar with the Ntru.
Of course.
Were the Ntru literal, or were they just symbols?
The Ntru are forces of nature that exist as conscious beings.
All right, go
They're
ahead.
conscious beings.
Yes.
For instance, fire.
Uh-huh.
Fire is what you would call in the West African tradition Ogun, right?
Uh-huh.
And in the Kemetic tradition, it would be Harukahuti,
Right.
meaning that anything that's fiery, anything that has an expansive, burning, flaming type of thing to it,
Uh-huh.
well, that type of thing on a certain level actually has real consciousness,
Right.
right? There's real consciousness inside of what you call natural forces.
Right.
The Kemetic people actually found this out. And they found ways to actually contact these forces of nature and actually utilize them for certain things. That's in my book.
Yes.
My books have the Ntru inside of it.
Now, you know there's a whole big argument. You know our brother Reggie.
Yeah.
Reggie.
No,
Reggie is one of the brothers.
Right.
You familiar with Brother Jabari?
I'm familiar with Brother Jabari too.
And
Both these are
Fadizi.
brilliant brothers. Yeah,
And-
all of them. Man.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know there's a big war going on right now on YouTube
I haven't heard about that though.
where, not a literal war, of course.
War
it's
the words, war the
Right,
ideas.
there you go, right, there you go. And so, one side believed that the Ntru were living beings like me and you,
Right.
that walked the earth, that slept, that ate.
Right,
And
right.
I'm talking about brothers like Asar, Heru, Aset, Newt,
Right.
Gad. They say that these entities were real.
Right.
No, not real, literal.
They were literal.
You believe
They
that?
walked the earth.
You believe that?
Here's what I know, not believe.
Go ahead.
Those forces of nature that I just told you about,
Uh-huh.
they can descend inside the bodies of human beings. And that is how they walk the earth. In other words, if I manifest myself, it's a halfway position. If you know anything about spirit possession, all over Africa, people go into trance and they get possessed, right? Well, the ancient Kemetic people knew how to get possessed by those entities that I'm talking about.
Right, I agree with
And somebody would walk with those entities for years. And if you were high enough on your spirituality, you will walk with it for your whole entire life. And sometimes you will walk with that spirit over many lifetimes.
Right.
You'll become welded to that spirit. So whoever said that, they're actually right. People actually did walk. Those type of spirits actually did walk the earth.
Now, what you're saying, yes, see, you're saying the spirit. That's where the confusion comes in at.
Right.
Because when you say the spirit, they think you're talking about Asar, the man that got chopped up into 14 pieces,
No,
somehow, came back together and began to walk the earth.
Well, that's
But
that's
I know what
metaphorical.
you're saying. Yes,
That's metaphorical.
what you're saying
Right.
is they become real, literal in you,
Right. That's what
inside
they do.
of you.
What
When you take on that.
Right. They're already inside of you.
Yeah.
It depends on how you manifest. For instance, my Memnon series is about a warrior, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. What he does is he manifests Harukahuti. He manifests the god of justice and warfare, right? That's what he does. His rise of his power and his influences and also his martial arts thing, that depends on how close he can raise his spirit up so that Harukahuti can touch him, right, and teach him. In fact, the oldest teachers of anything and everything, when you don't know anything, when you are very, very primitive, you don't have no science, you have no philosophy, none of that. all of that came from the deities. The deities, the force of nature, actually, you know, I'll give you, for instance, I always, all the time, I consult an oracle system. There's something that Ron F. Amen brought into the world. It's called the Oracle of Tahuti.
Right.
These gods, particularly one of the deities like Tahuti, the Ntru, if you put together symbols and numbers together in certain configurations, that will give that consciousness a chance to communicate with you, right? And so I consult with the Ntru all the time, and I've dealt with life and death issues where the Ntru could see around corners that I couldn't see around. I could do an oracle reading on anybody in here, right? I can find out. It won't let me find out specific stuff. It'll let me find out basic stuff. And then if I send a spy with you, if you put a spy on them and walk with them and spied on them, you'll see that I was right. Not I was right, but you'll see that the oracle system was actually correct in what it says. Why? Because God sees everything and feels everything and is a part of everything. And Tahuti is the wisdom of God, the voice of wisdom of God. So you can actually do that, and that's the way we first learn type of things. I'll put it this way. There's a lot of things in nature, there's a lot of sciences that today can only be learned by trial and error. For instance, trial and error. You got a plant, you're in a whole forest full of plants. You need to heal yourself, right? There's no way you can taste every plant in the forest. It'll kill you and whoever it is that you send out there to taste the plants to see which one will heal you, right?
Right.
What you do is you get the plant, right? You go into trance, right? You go into trance and you ask Tahuti to tell you the nature of this plant. Tahuti will tell you the nature of this plant, right? Right. Now, it won't tell you whether to poison you or not, but it'll give you different gradations of how much of that plant you can use to heal yourself. It's always a thing with the Ntru where you have to go halfway with them. The Ntru are not creatures that just will tell you what you need to know out of nothing, because you have to raise your own spirit up to a point where they can contact you. Otherwise, you will use their wisdom for foolishness.
Right. There you go.
That's the foolishness safeguard. The foolishness safeguard of the Ntru is you have to be way more than a fool for them to contact you. For instance, when I consult the oracles act just like an old grandfather or grandmother, where if you go to a grandma, let's say you met some girl, you go to your granny and say, "Hey grandma, I like this girl," and she's sitting in her rocking chair. She says, "You know what? I know a girl, I know her whole family. I don't think you ought to mess with that girl." You're like, "Oh, granny, you know, what you know? I'm gonna go ahead and get with her anyway." Well, you go ahead and get with her anyway. The consequences go down just like granny says, right? You come back to granny and say, "Granny, I messed up. Can you help me?" She gonna sit up in her rocking chair and say, I'm afraid, I'm afraid, son. I tried to help you last time and you was kind of hard-headed. So you're on your own. That's how Tahuti will do you.
How do you raise your spirit to communicate with them, the Ntru?
You got to do two major things. You yourself have to get to crossroads where you have a chance to do all kinds of wrong, but you decide to do right. Right? That's the first thing that you go through. It's a crossroads situation that will test your spirit. Your particular spirit will be tested, right? That's how you do. That's how they can tell that you're worth talking to, right? And here's the second thing. This is very hard for some people. You have to find a teacher that knows what they're doing to teach you, right? Because wisdom is not doesn't come out of thin air. Wisdom is based on hierarchies. There's people who got wise, right? Then you got to go to them and get wise. But the problem with that is you have to humble yourself. And a lot of people, they don't want to humble yourself.
That's the key.
We live in an age of hip hop. Everybody want to be the king. Right?
Right.
In the era of hip hop, everybody want to wear the crown.
Right.
Right. You got a whole, but hip hop consists of all kings and no subjects.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So everybody's got to be, and if you refuse to be the subject, and this guy refused to be the subject, then you got beef, right? Because don't nobody want to listen to nobody.
Right. There you go.
Now, traditional Africa do not work that way. Traditional Africa, the cats that know, the cats that have the wisdom, they have the highest regard. Not the one that can flap their mouth the most, not the one that can stomp around and be tough the most, but the ones that have the most wisdom. I don't care how old they are. I don't care how weak they are. I don't care if they're ugly. I don't care if they look stupid. As long as they have the wisdom, they're above you. You might be a big, strong, 250-pound bodybuilder. This cat might be 150, $150, wet, okay? He look like he can't swing on nobody, right? But you're still gonna bow your head to this person because he's got the wisdom, right? Because if you do not go with somebody with the wisdom, you're gonna go and you're gonna interact with this Ntru, and the Ntru will kick your ass, right? The Ntru will kick your ass if you do not go for the wisdom. So you gotta go to the crossroads, you gotta successfully go up against something that you would do bad, and you decide not to do bad, right? That's the crossroads.
Right.
And the second thing is you gotta go for the wisdom. If you don't go for the wisdom and you don't have those two things, you ain't getting nothing.
Okay. Now, all of that you have said, articulately excellent,
Right,
good. They still gonna get it confused. Trust me.
of course.
So now I'm gonna ask you, the Tahuti, the Tahuti bird, Tahuti, one of the Ntru.
The ibis bird, yeah.
Would you say that is a literal bird walking around with the bird head, or would you say it's a symbol and it represents something? You got to figure that out.
If you die or you leave your spirit, you leave your body, and you go into the spirit realm, and if that's what you believe, that is precisely what you will see.
Right, go ahead.
That is precisely what you will see, all right? There's all kinds of things that live in the spirit realm, right? The spirit realm consists of two things, right? The spirit realm is people like me and you walking around that used to be alive. That's
Right.
one thing.
Oh, okay.
But the spirit realm consists of also they call thought forms. A thought form is what you and a whole bunch of the other people believed in before you died, right? And so when you die and you cross over, that's what you see. If you believe in Jesus Christ, if you believe in the Prophet Muhammad, when you go over there, that's what you will see. You'll actually talk to these beings. They will actually interact with you, right? But the most dangerous thing that happens though, okay, is if you don't get your act straight when you go over there. Before you see those beings, or instead of seeing those beings, all of the things that you actually were going through in life that you didn't get over before you left, those type of things will take form in the afterworld, right? This is the reason why people die and they come back and they say they saw demons, that went to hell, they did all that kind of stuff.
I know people right now that say that.
They went to their hell, okay?
Yeah.
They went to their hell. I'm sorry to say this, people are not gonna like this, all right? Tupac Shakur, when he died, when he woke up on the other side, and you can rest assured of this, when he woke up on the other side, he woke up with people and beings and creatures that acted just like he was interacting with before he died, right? He woke up with spiritual forces chasing him around, gang fights that never end, right? That's his fate, right? Anybody that lives that way, when you cross over to the other realm, that's how you're gonna live. Unless you get some messages, unless you get help from over here. There's ways from over here for us to enlighten people. You can create a shrine. You can create a shrine
Right.
for Tupac, right? You can put his picture there. You can put things that Tupac liked to do. You know, maybe one of his favorite smokes or something on the shrine, right? Right? And you take some water. Water has quantum elements to it. In other words, water has the ability to take a message that you have, an energy that you have, and transfer it over to another person, another realm. That other realm is the spirit world, right? So you can actually do libation for Tupac, and you can ask him to come to the light, ignore all those negative things that surround him, and then Tupac will be able to come towards the light. And when he's reborn, right, with help from other people, when he's reborn, then he'll be able to live up to the Black Panther qualities that he could have lived up to. But the bad thing about it is, and this is the worst part of it all, if you get handed on a silver platter what Tupac was handed, he had good looks, he had skills, he had a Black Panther lineage, right? If you get handed that, your fate when you go over to the other realm is going to be worse. Worse than a regular person's fate will be, right? It'll be worse. So we have to help Brother Tupac, right? I hope somebody has a shrine right now that's sending them that energy, sending them that light. It's called enlightenment. There's two ways to get enlightenment. You get enlightenment while you're on the earth here now, or you got to get enlightenment from your community that will send you light after you done croaked and went over to the other side. It's just a flipping of the page.
Listen,
ain't nobody dead, ain't nobody
I
alive.
agree with everything that the brother said. I cannot dispute the brother. The brother is an author. Folks, get his books. I got some of his books. And I raised my children with his knowledge, so he has beautiful knowledge, right? I just want to disagree with one thing with all due respect, okay? My thing is this here. If you believe in Jesus Christ, okay, or you believe in whatever, right? When you die, right, and your spirit goes, because you don't die,
right?
Because your spirit can never die,
pass
right?
over, yeah.
But you're not going to get transformed and go see that cracker just because you believe in that cracker if it doesn't exist. You see, now, if it doesn't exist, right, you can't make it come true in the afterlife.
It's called a thought form.
Okay, no, I'm saying the thought form, right?
Right, it's called a thought. They're not real. It's not really Jesus Christ.
Okay.
It's not really the prophet Buddha. It's not. That's not really. Those type of beings do not really exist.
Right, exactly.
But they exist in your mind, and they exist in the minds of a whole bunch of other people.
Yes, definitely.
So when you
They're
cross
real, yeah.
over, when you cross over, you will see those beings. They won't be real. They'll be real to you.
Okay, there'll still be the illusion. You'll still be
You'll still, if you're deluded here,
okay,
you'll go over there. You'll be just as deluded, or even more deluded
I see.
when you get over there. Yeah, the spirit world is designed for two things. It's designed to give you a place to rest once you get over all those things. It's a place for you to rest, and it's a place for you to revive. Right? You rest and revive. But in order to rest and revive, you have to face things that you didn't want to face when you were alive. You have to face those things, and you have to get over those things. Fortunately, African people, we created technologies to actually help people, right?
Okay, so let me say. So what happens when you do see these things that you think are alive, and they do come alive, that Jesus, whatever, is there a certain time where you got to get over that to continue your journey, because you can't just be stuck?
Some people will be stuck there until they're reincarnated. If you stuck there until you're reincarnated, you're going to see Jesus, right? And then when you're reincarnated, you're going to look for Jesus again, right? Because you didn't get over it when you were over there, unless wise people that are alive. Let me put it this way. You ever wonder what a mummy is for? Why they create a mummy? Why would somebody go through the whole thing of like putting together all this stuff to make a body preserve itself? They did that because if you preserve the body, you preserve the sahu, you preserve the electromagnetic vibrations of that body. In other words, that mummy becomes a conduit to that person in the afterworld.
In the metal nature and all that?
Absolutely.
Do you know how to read it?
Absolutely. I work with Brother Mphodisha.
Oh, wow.
Mphodisha,
Okay.
so the grammar is immaculate.
He's a master of the language. So the mummy was for the purpose of community. This is what people don't really understand. In the ancient times, when you would go, let's say there's an enemy of Kemet that they've been fighting for 1,000 years. An old pharaoh or old princess or old queen fought them 500 years ago. She's gone now, right? Here they come back again, right? So you sit with your council of living people, and then y'all say, okay, we done got everything that we have. Let's get the wisdom of the queen from 250 years ago. So that's where you go and you get that mummy, you put it out, you do a ceremony, and one or two things can happen. One, a priest or priestess, usually a priestess, because women are better at this, will go into trance, and the person of that mummy will start speaking through that person's mouth, and will give you that wisdom that you need to deal with the situation. Or if all the people sitting around that table are high enough spiritually, they'll all see the spirit of that person rise up and talk, right? But it depends on how high you up and are in the system. Look, I wrote this book for the purpose of telling what I just told you in a story form where people won't put too much fuss about it, right? I sneak it in on you. I snuck it in on you, right? These books have what you call a metaphysical component to them, because they reach in and they grab out this type of energy out of straight from the ancestors. That's what they do. I downloaded these books. I didn't quite write these books, brother. I downloaded them. I do things like this. I was at a school and a teacher, the kids were reading my Memnon book series. And I was being escorted into school, and a young man came up to me in the lunchroom that looked just like my character in the book. He shook my hand, he kept following me around, and I asked the teacher, like, who is this guy? He said, oh, that's our Memnon. I said, what do you mean, his name is Memnon? He explained to me this young man was on the basketball team. One day he did something spectacular on the court, and all the kids in the whole arena who had been reading all my books, they started chanting, Memnon, 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 Memnon. This is what the teacher told me. The teacher told me they were so impressed by my work that they actually found somebody amongst themselves to represent the character. That's pure African spirituality, brother, right? There's two ways for the ancestors to descend in you. One, they can descend in you from going into trance and take over your body. The other way is you can set up circumstances where the power of that ancestor will descend on you. And that's what these books do.
Do you believe? Do you believe in spirits and demons are real?
To believe is to have doubts.
Do you know that spirits and demons are real?
There's no such thing as a demon. There's no such thing as what they call a spookism and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't exist. What does exist is shades of humanity. Shades of humanity exist. They're human beings who never got over the terribleness of who they were. They never got over it when they were when they were on this earth. So when they pass over, they find some way to be sort of energy vampires. They call these beings the dark deceased. A dark deceased, if you look on the ancient Kemetic inscriptions, it is a person who is on his knees, he has an axe, and he's putting the axe to his head, right? That means you're spiritually self-destructive, right? The sa.neter oracle cards that I told you that I work with, one of those cards, there's a card like that in that card. And when you pull that card, it tells you that that type of influence is going on in the situation that you're talking about, that you're asking about, right? If you get that, the only way to deal with it, you have to send them light. You have to have a enlightenment ritual, right, to send that to them. You can't beat them up. You can't put a cross on their head and make it burn on their head. None of that stuff, right? This is the reality of who and what we are, right, is based on part of that. The negativity of who and what we are. It's very much based on how human life is in general. In human life, the body, we have stuff called white blood cells. And what's a white blood cell's job to do? It's to attack entities, attack viruses, attack all that kind of stuff. Well, we can create spiritual viruses within ourselves. And if you want, and the enlightenment is what you do. The light that I'm talking about, that's what attacks those spiritual viruses. And so there are some people that can be so terrible when they're in this life. Yeah, they can sit around, they can haunt you, they can spook you, they can do all this kind of stuff. But they're not quite like what people actually think. They're not demons. They're disembodied spirits that they would love for you to think that they're demons, so they can scare you, But there's things, right? But there's things that you can do. There's things that you get taught, right? For instance, I'm totally protected from something like that, right? I've been taught certain words of power that I can say that causes pain and dissolution to something like that, right? And something like that would just dissolve and try to get away from me. In other words, I know a word of power that can make an explosion of light around a dark creature like that, and make them like, oh, okay, I'm not this is not one I'm gonna mess with, right? Here's my point, brother. And I'm not just saying this from my own glorification or whatever. There are actual priests in this world of different denominations, not just Kemetic priests, who took a look at my work, and they say that my work does that job. My work does the job of dissipating those type of spiritual forces. That's actually what it does. That's the reason why I'm so excited, man. Next weekend, no, not next weekend, but the 29th at the Harlem Book Fair, man. I'm gonna be debuting an animation based on my Memnon series.
You got a flyer for that?
I don't have a flyer for it, but
You still got my number,
send
man?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it
Send
to you.
it to me. You from Harlem?
I've been knowing you so long.
I know. No,
I'm
yeah.
in Harlem now. I'm teaching everything.
All right, so
There you go. This is the quality of the animation
yeah,
that's
but
coming
I
out
need
on
a flyer
July.
for the date.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna email it to you.
Are you going to
But-
campus?
All right, family. So y'all already see what it is. I walked up into one of the first brothers kicking that knowledge. You already know what it is. I'm gonna get ready to get this sister. She knows the metal nature and everything. So I got to bring this sister in right here. She knows the metal nature. She knows Kemet. And yeah, this is gonna be hot right here.
This is called Camp Fest. And this is exactly what he does. Promotes this. But there's one thing that I wanted to say when you were talking about the Dua. The reason that we come back knowing who we are after we come through the Dua is because when we took our last breath, the ancestors around us reminded us who we were. That's why the whole Sahu ritual is
Right.
about. Because when that entity leaves this form, we go into the metaphysical. But we can always come back. We can always reincarnate. But who do we want to reincarnate as?
Yeah.
The spirits, these principles never die. They come back. You either alert when you wake up or you don't remember who you are.
Right.
So we say those words of life. We speak those words of life while they're going down. While we're taking the things out and wrapping them. We're wrapping it into the rap. To this day, when you hear a rap, that rap go in because of
It's the rhythm. Well, we actually, you see that on the inscription when they do the mummification and they hold the ankh up to the people. That's what they're doing. They're putting that type of thing inside of them so that they can wake up on the other side and be and function. Right.
Because see, what you were saying to him was, when we are here, we're following the experts.
Right.
The experts are following the ancestors, and the ancestors are following the divine.
The good experts are.
But that's what we're talking about.
They're phony experts.
But that's what we're talking about.
There are people in this world who don't know anything more about true African culture than what you would get from a National Geographic magazine.
The budgets of the world.
But a lot of those people, they're very, very good at representation. They're very good at representation.
This is where
And they're very good orators.
Yes.
Right. That's the reason why.
Hitler was a great orator.
Of course.
And he was pure evil.
Right. But that's the reason why our people, the highest aspect of uplifting our people is through artistry.
Absolutely.
Artistry will actually overcome the lies. In other words, if you have a good liar who's bamboozling the people, and you have a griot, right? If you have a griot that's speaking truth into the people, what's going to happen is that the vibration of that truth is going to overcome what the bamboozler is talking about.
Because I take with that vibration of truth that wipes away the illusion, and now you see reality. Because that Christ, the reason our people are so afraid to break out of the church is because they say, if you let go of Christ, you're going to die. But they don't understand that they're spiritually dead right now because you are removed from your source. Once you take the slave master, because me and the slave master can't pray to the same thing. We want absolutely different things. We're on polar opposite ends. So how am I praying to you? Who you praying to? The evergreen is, please, Lord, keep it the way it is. I am here with the Baba tree because burn down everything you built.
Yeah, the whole function of African culture and the way we are is designed to interact with nature in a true and honest way.
Absolutely.
It's a true and honest. You know what? You know why the highest symbol of the Kemetic people that was not religious was the Kepra beetle, the Kepra beetle. A lot of people don't understand the aspects of why that beetle was revered like that, right? The Kepra, that beetle, the beetle that does that job, it's a dung beetle. That's the strongest creature in the world, right? The dung beetle can actually lift and move 1,141 times its own weight. It's a superhero of the insect world, right? Also, that dung beetle, how dung beetle gets around, They climb up on top of that ball of dung and they look up at the Milky Way. The dung beetle actually navigates on the Milky Way, right? Actually navigates via the Milky Way. When you put those two things together, along with what it does, it bioregenerates the world. It takes a hunk of shit, right? Balls it up. It makes it symmetrical. See, that's how you got to look at this, right? It makes a pile of shit symmetrical. And then it rolls it and it buries it. And when it buries it in the ground, it regenerates the earth. It makes food. It makes plants. It makes everything. That's the reason why there's no higher calling of what God likes than something that can actually take something that would be trash and make it regenerative for the world. That's the reason why, you know, you got these scarab beetles. Everybody's wearing the scarab beetles. It's all over Kemet. It's right next. The scarab beetle is probably the second most popular thing next to the ark that you see, right? And that's the reason why. That's the reason why. That's the reason why. Because of that.
We follow nature. Once we understand that the first teacher were the animals,
right?
Because we're in the desert, we're in a foreign situation, and they're surviving. So we had intelligence to know, follow them,
right?
And then we can survive.
Exactly. Now remember what I just said. I said that what we do is we organize around objective truth that you can see.
Absolutely.
Right? So that means that if you and I have an argument about what the beetle means, all you have to do is go where the beetle lives and look at the beetle.
That's
right?
true.
So I can say the beetle is this, I can say the beetle is that.
Right.
You can say, and then we can go look at the beetle like okay, what does the beetle do?
Right.
Now, if you tell me something, if you tell me that the beetle is for something totally different, right?
Truth.
Right.
That's Hermetic truth.
That's the reason why we able to prevail, and that's also the reason why.
To this day.
Right. But it's also the reason why African people are going to prevail. When African people get back to that truth telling, when we get back to that, then there's nothing can stand in our way. Nothing can actually. Nothing can take you down.
This is a stream. This is a flow. So the ones at the outskirts, those are the ones that foster homes, people, the Europeans, the television, done got them telling them, you have to work in this matrix. The flow. We are in the flow. That's why we standing right here in between these yellow lines. We are in the flow because we understand we're activated. So not only are we just seeing him, we seeing sa.neter, I'm seeing you. No. We are actually putting a vibration down so the children tomorrow are gonna feel this. It's a drop because this is actually liquid. And we are dropping water. We're dropping seeds.
I'm gonna drop one more dime before I get on my way and try to sell some of these books. You see that tree right there? You see all these trees?
Yes, sir.
Every year, somebody has to come and they have to trim those trees, right? They trim those trees, they take the branches down, the leaves, all that kind of stuff, right? Every city in the world, particularly big cities like this, they have hundreds of millions of tons of wood, right? They usually take this wood, they chip it up, they put it into, either they burn it or they put it into a landfill. I can't talk about this right now, but I've created a way to take that wood, right, and transform that wood into food, products that you can use for making a home, or garments that you can wear right.
And that's why they fought the hemp.
Right. So from my studying of the Kepler beetle, I figured out a way to take what's garbage, right? To take stuff that's garbage and transform it into something that you can take care of yourself with.
Yeah. So here is the culmination of this conversation. See, the people, they work with the trees on top, but the network is in the bottom.
Yeah,
that's why when we talk to a tree all the way down there knows what we said to this tree.
Right.
Okay. So that's the inner roots, and that's us. So if we understand that we are the planet, if we understand that we're on a planet, but we are planets on the planet.
Right. What I just told you is an actual technology that I invented. I invented a technology that does exactly what
Why you think I'm acting like I didn't hear you?
So,
Brother G, you know in the call at night, right?
When the time is right, I'm going to reveal that technology, and I'm going to give that technology to all my black people in all these big urban centers. And it's going to be able to now take black people are going to be able to take the technology that I'm talking about, and you're going to be able to actually replace all them jobs that they took away from us when the factories left, and and then you got what you got. I created. That's what I was sitting here for. I was sitting here to take stuff that's of a mental realm, right, and make practicality of it. That's what I did.
I thought Infodizzi was going to be out here today.
That would have been beautiful.
He on the 125th, I think. No, I went up and down.
Okay.
Twice. Yeah.
I'm gonna send you my stuff, brother.
All right, my man. Peace, brother.
Okay,
Brother
brother.
G, Memnon, forever.
Say your name.
Forever. My name is Ntru.
Brother G.
Nit Rasset. What that mean?
Nitrasit. I am the
What that
flower
mean?
of the north and guardian of the south.
Okay.
I am the great networker. I bring everything together. So if you
Basically,
are
this is
in
her.
this community, absolutely. If you are in the community, I'm the only deity that is ever depicted with weapons. I'm the mistress of the hunt. So I take the heads. But if you want to be in community with us and we're looking for community, it's NITRASIT.com.
Beautiful.
We sew, we teach, we do technology, because the only difference between us and the Mecca that you see now, that's a stolen Mecca. That is ours. So what you need right now is the skills to become who you are supposed to be, because poverty is a crime. And poverty makes you do things outside of yourself.
Facts.
So when I teach you how to produce and become a producer, you will no longer be a consumer with people who do not care about you. You will build your own company. You will build your own company, and you will start to build with people who look like you. So the thing is, between the dark and the light, the truth is standing in the middle.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Saneter.
Appreciate you, sis.
Continue.
Thank
I'll
you.
fight anybody for you.
All right.
Oh, I got some organic watermelon juice. And we just got the watermelons down.
I don't
from
have no
Georgia.
cash. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Give me one.
I'm gonna
Give me one. Yeah.
you can buy one and I can give you. You familiar with Memphis Ivor?
Probably when I see her.
She used to have Africa House. She used to have Africa House in Selby. Put it here.
Oh, yeah?
Back in the 70s.
Uh-huh.
Back in the 70s. So, do you want ice?
Yes. You got straight watermelon, organic.
Straight. No
Fine, that's
sugar,
good.
no
That's
GMO. Your body has enough. Your body is living here with the food that's denatured. You need to have things that are organic.
Yes.
So your body can stay alkaline, and you can
Right.
make sure you stay away from diseases and things that are taking
Beautiful.
you out.
Yeah.
So what the brother was talking about is what's happening right here. Different. We're playing a wicked game of telephone, and there's a lot of people who are not telling the truth on the line.
Right.
So they just lying to our people. They telling our people all sorts of stuff. I had ginger, organic ginger, but it's gone.
Uh-huh.
They took that quick. You can put it down.
On the ginger.
You can put it down. So Empress Ima got like bunches of watermelon she just got down from we got a farm